Welcome back to StockSmart Investing. We've got Lee Auto pulled up here today. That's first thing in the morning. All right. And we can see that we gave a big opportunity, a little bit of a discount. All right. So those in at their discount, let's get rid of that Fibonacci tool. We're not using that right now. Yeah, we can see that they were given a pretty big discount here. Let's see how much it was. 3 or 4% under market value. Okay. And if we look here, we can see on the Kapok Weekly that we are experiencing some upwards moves. All right. Now let's pull out that particular study. I think we want this one. Here we go. So as we got our buy signal back here on 5/31, it looks like, nearly a month ago, okay, in MRIN, all right? Now we're getting that big move up, all right? That's the cover. So we can see we even got the crossover in our cyber cycles on the weekly. So it could even be useful to build a cyber cycles list and find out, let's see, what day was this? This was 5/31. All right, roughly, if the daily and the weekly, line up with each other. And let's see, 5/31. Okay, so I would have to build separate scans. It would have to be very definitive, like the Kapok signal. Okay, RSLS and sends. Okay, this one seems to be giving some buying signals here. We got a pop up on the daily there. Here out on the weekly. Here was our buy signal. Okay, looks like sends is on our list too. We're getting a buy signal there. And SPCE. That gave us a buy signal back on 5/31 as well. So I can see how a lot of these go off. And we do look for this switch in color, okay, and we look for this buy signal. All right, the current signal for the list is this cross above 0 on the weekly, okay? Now, let's go in and check that. All right, and we're just looking for the Kapok plot is true. All right. Very simple to set up. And come over here to your Kapok. You've got your Kapok, your 0 line, and then your buy signal. Okay. Now you can go in and change that to the buy signal is true. Okay. But we've got it and had to change it a little bit for the scan, I think. Sometimes it has some syntaxing errors, sometimes it doesn't, but the Kapok Weekly is a good list, and I think that building that Cyber Cycles list is going to be helpful too. When we start to find them and they show up from, say, the Kapok, the Cyber Cycles, we start to notice it maybe go through a Chen-day low arrow on the daily, and this should start catching the things that are in their reversals but should be ending soon. And yeah, be looking, let's see, camp here. All right, yeah, we're receiving a buy signal on the long term, but on the short term, your trade was from here to here, and really you should be exiting. If this doesn't process as a bounce, I would be getting out. Of course, this caught a buy signal here and a buy signal to add to your position here, but really for camp, you should be looking to get out. Now, if it continues to make this run, like it has from here on, and stays above 0, but it looks like we're going to get pushed down pretty far, so it's going to lose a couple percentages. So maybe look for your entry somewhere around the $10 level. Looks like that's where this big support is, right through here. And if we want to find that out, let's see, anybody who watches the channel, they know what I'm going to go to here, but if you don't watch, then we'll jump right over here to our TPO, or you can even use your volume profile. That might work just as well. All right, and let's see where those areas are. Let's see, we've got a little gapper here at the $13 or $12 level, and 9.7. All right, so here it is. Here is where your goal should be, and look where that lines up. Nice and neat right across the bottom. Okay, it hits the bottom access support, for the further out, and access resistance from where we see our low trending back up. All right, so we can expect that particular area to be the new support. All right, and we'll probably see resistance up around where we're at now. Okay, Disney. All right. So let's keep watching Disney, but I think that we could see an overall drop down here to the 150 or something-ish dollar, level. If not even lower. If that was technically what they might call the pandemic play, its time might be done. Or, continue to watch it. It is under Kapok, so if it shows up on the Kapok and starts coming back up, we'll see it. Okay. Yeah, see here on the daily, it looks like it wants to keep going up. There's a bit of a gap here at 159.14. Okay. Let's check out hdsn real quick. It's hitting highs. Let's go back on the weekly and see when this one was most relevant. Way back here. Okay. Yeah, looks like this one is pretty well seen its fun then. It may continue to climb up, slowly. That's about the nature of the TTM squeeze, but it has to get pushed down first. Okay. So weekly, we have some time before we catch the next big Hudson explosion. It's going to keep and fizzle out for a little while now. Yeah, it'll likely get pushed back down to this level. Let's see. PPD. Ooh, look at that. Isn't this a nice, interesting chart? And given that we have a low, big support down here, this must have showed up on a Kapok list. And you can see, when we get a buy signal here, you know, for a long-term swing trade, and we get this big pop here. Alright. But our Bollinger trigger, it catches it here for a couple dip buy opportunities. You know, these are opportunities you would have used to buy shares to build your position. Now is the time to be selling out of that position. Okay. And we expect to see a little bit of a drop, I would say. Yeah, this is an awful big gap. That's under control. And that's prepaid, what's that say, legal services? Okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily like that, but it did show up on the list. LOTZ. Lots. Car lots. Alright, now we see this has a higher than normal TPO value on the daily. On the 4 hour. On the weekly. Okay, on the weekly, let's see, we're getting a buy signal back here on, well, all the way through. You know, this 6.7, 6.14, 6.21. Okay. Now, our Bollinger hasn't triggered yet, though. That's interesting. But we see that it's building for a higher move up. Okay. Now, let's see how Got You is going to do today. Because Got You on this level has given a buy signal. Okay. It did have a pop. We've got gap fills on the way up on the weekly. But on the daily, look, $85. That price it just keeps moving up. Go back through my videos and watch. You will see where they've hit their low, where we found this opportunity, and continue to look for these specific opportunities. Okay? And see how it's approaching this zero line. All right? Now let's check out AMC here. And we can see its point of control is way down here, meaning that the market makers, they want the price way down here, you know, and it's out of control. It's being pushed up. Okay, but the other stocks, you know, AMC being likely to get pushed down, you know, overall in time, you know, I have no doubt that it's going to skyrocket, but I also have no doubt that once it hits its high, it's going to drop. So, given that, and other opportunities that we find, you know, with our TPO profile. You know, VTNR was one of those opportunities before it spiked up. And look how interesting VTNR's chart looks to the rest of them, okay? You see how it hit its high, fizzled out, and then boom, after the expiration, it jumped up. You know, yeah, not too long after that expiration. All right. Low TPO value there. And a lower TPO value here now. Eek. I don't like that. And a lower TPO value here on the weekly. All right. And it looks like we are about to start coming above the 0 line here. So this big push up, a little pump backwards, and then a pop is the most likely, for this weekly chart anyway. It looks like our cyber cycles started to catch it. Our Kapok caught it back here on 517 just before it started to make the move. Okay. Let's go on the daily and see what 517 looked like. 517, April 5. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Here's 517. And it looks like that's when we really start to get, breakouts above our TEMA. Okay, but the Kapok was red on that day. On the daily, it didn't show a move upwards until here on the 21st. So the weekly kind of gave that signal early to you if you were able to see it. So that buy signal, we should be looking for the buy signal is true. Then we can find things that have hit their current lows. Okay. Let's check out some of those Darvis boxes. I like the Darvis box movers. Now we'll try to look at some bull flags, if any pop up here this morning. We can just stick with our basic lists here. The normal ones. All right. Let's get rid of our shaft trigger there. Let's come over here. Let's see what else we can find. Darvis squeeze TTM. Let's see. Das Pump and Dump Finder. Say reversals. Some overnight volume. No trade. I'll keep what I got. Alright, nothing popping up there for some reason today. Alright, let's go with the market sentiment, and this one also attaches a Darvis buy signal to that market sentiment. So when we find something that has a Darvis buy signal, okay, then we want it to also have sentiment for that day. So that's a double scan. Okay, Atos popped up everywhere in my lists. All right. Here we go. So we got our buying opportunity from the Kapok way back when. All right, but, say now, we would have been queued back in on it. Looks like on 524, $3.17. So from 524 to 628, and let's just say the high here was 735. So you really could have quadrupled your money there. Okay, in 1 month's time. That's 4xing. All right, and had we taken our signal back here with our Bollinger on the weekly, that's some very good movement. That puts you in right around 2, looks like 213, and we would technically still be in. So we'd 4x, and we would still be in on the weekly long swing trade. Okay. Now on this daily chart, we would have taken our signal from here, and we'll go until we get our first dark blue bar or this drops. Of course, we could have taken our signal when our cyber cycles went above 0 and they started to cross each other, and then we got this signal here. These dojis all in a row are an excellent signal of a very strong trend as well. All right, the downwards Kapok on the daily. It's kind of I guess lower you go in the time frame, the less accurate it will become, or the less usable it will be for what it's based on. Although Misa Jaja Wanda rate of slow period. Let's cut it in half. 7 and half of 11. I wonder if it'll accept that. Teehee. All right, and let's do half of this one. Oh. Ring. Dick Cheney. Alright, so I'm still more partial to this Bollinger Band study up here right now. I like this most recent build. I like the information it gives. Okay, it does, we get a Kapok combined with that, to throw out a buy signal. Let's see, we get these crosses here too. I need to work on that cyber cycles strategy. Okay, what else did we have on our list today? Optn. Alright, I see. Very high point of control here. And we're just getting buy, when really it's been short. So we know we're going to get the buy signal in the pop before the Bollinger catches it. Okay, so that's going to be, you're going to have to make that choice to get in. And then you'll know if it was the right choice or not. The Bollinger will follow directly behind. Suckish thing is that it might not follow for a week or two. So, but we do have a higher than normal, centered PTO here. So, but there is money flowing out of it. And the last VWAP down. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I get it. Alright, well, I see. You always got to look for that biscuit coming up. CCL. Cannibal. Alright. Now, I like this trade from here to here, but on the first, looks like, are we showing the first blue? No, it's not the first dark blue bar, but it is a pullback. So really, we would have gotten out of this trade somewhere after the high exposed itself, and now we'll be waiting. All right. Now let's go check out our Teslas. All right, it's if we can get our little pop above 0, we'll really start to see a move back up to this area. And if we can get it back above 857, nothing can stop it. Get that biscuit above 857, and you won't have much holding it down from there yet at all. 819 on the weekly chart. So it looks like we are boxed in right here. So if we wanted, instead of having all this, drawings on our, let's just remove all those drawings. We'll clear them out. We can always put new fancy drawings. All right, so let's give it a try. All right. Let's hit our low there. Strike it right true da. Kind of interesting the way that when you do your charting and where it strikes through the TPO values, they end up being accurate. Okay. I'm not going to take that one. Let's go here from our high. Alright, let's just touch the top of that candle. And this one kind of strikes through this way. And I did have a trend drawn through there. Okay. Seems like we are starting to experience a bit of a breakout. Kapok buy signal. Okay. And you would have known about that as, you know, a couple days ago. If you subscribed to the channel, you would have known about the big breakout and as it was happening, and of course any recommendations that might have been made. The XPR. Very good. Let's zoom out here and give us a block, because we seem to be blocked in kind of right. Let's see, why can't I do, there we go. Right through here. So let's take it right down to the gap, right to the, I guess, the very bottom of the gap fill. We'll try to take up the whole area there. We'll make that our resistance area. So that's really where we got to get through and break through to keep on a truckin'. Alright, what do we got? TLA, yeah, of course it ended up on the YouTube example daily, because it's rocking. All right, let's see. We want to check out SYRS, and I see why we want to check this out. Excellent, that was a good pick. I'm glad they found that. Very good. Good lists. Buy. So it was telling you to load up and start building your position before the big run. All right, and we got these opportunities. All right, but it looks like we're starting to curl back over. But, you know, center of control, you know, high here, it kind of tells me that we've been shorted and that its true value, it's being undervalued right now. See the big middle finger right here? Yeah, you think you're being funny. You know, some people have just way too much money, and they're able to do very crude and shrewd things with it. Honestly, if I had enough money to where I could create art within a stock chart, I probably would too. ardx. Alright, Hooby. Yeah, see, this is a little overextended, but we have accepted price somewhere right in this range. So let's look for an upwards push here today. Buy signal, push up above 0. Good Bollinger percent. Looks like a good, healthy weekly stock. All right. Ah, yes, break above 0, push above 0. Nothing really to hold it down from up here. Yeah, some short positions, but you know, overall, this looks to be getting stronger. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we're going to get a push back down. You know, we've already had our run. If anything, you might be looking to start scaling out of your position, even though long term you would really want to start building it through here. But I know that this is a pushed up price preemptive to this movement. So if you can't catch your cyber cycle, or right when it starts to move, don't buy at the top of the line. You're buying into the move. You're handing your money right over. There's no point, no sense in doing that. All right. Okay, you see how this indicator down here works when we have it on, let's see, it's on a 300 period right now, but it can be on a 100, and it typically is on a much smaller time frame, but we would want to trade it from entry to exit, okay, and then from, short position from right here to say here or right here. It would be best to get out right in here. This is your signaling something, it's really changing. Okay. Then you would buy back in from here and trade it to here. Now, that might not have been a great trade for you, okay? And that big divergence and other signals, something might have told you not to take that trade, but being the oscillators going down and below zero, even though the Kapok was coming up, like I say, the lower time frames you get, the less accurate this Kapok is. But I'm noticing when price is trending up, sometimes the Kapok on the lower time frames will be going down. Okay, and I should be looking for that. So when the cyber cycles is going down and Kapok is coming up, and we're seeing some consolidations, we should be looking for some trickery. Okay. We see our point of control is way down here. This is probably pushed up in anticipation of earnings. And we've got money flowing out in a big way in Apple. So, we know that Apple is overextended. It typically trades in the lower 120s. And we can see that we have gap fill areas. Of course, it did hit a high of that, 144.67 here. But that was... that was the high here. We can also see that we've got a big range right through here, and this high is just a little poke out above it. All right, you can see how on the 300 period chart that many of these stocks look the same. So extend your charts out, or your TTM squeeze, to a much further time frame, and you'll be able to anticipate those moves. Maybe just as much or just as such. All right. When we see something happening, like this, that's way far out. All right. Or GME, for example. Just for the example, look at the way this happened. I mean, and these are huge, huge undertows. I mean, this is tsunami type undertowing. Okay. I mean, look at that. Look at that Kapok value just zing straight up. Oh, my goodness. All right. And we really got our signal back here in our Bollinger with a VWAP signal at that. Let's see. Here on 111, it looks like that's when that happened, at the price of $17.31. That was a pretty big jump. And then we just saw this big explosion all the way up into the 500s, with this huge Kapok value raising here. But then it just continued to fall off. All right. Let's see. We can track our cyber cycles, though, all the way through this particular study as well. All right. So as I'm being told this entire setup, that's, we're to call that a style. So, if you save it, it's a style, or a, or a study set. So, this styling here, it's pretty basic. It works. Okay. Let's take a look at 15-minute 5-day chart. All right, our point of control's up here, so we can probably expect price to go up there. Looks like it wants to. Even though overall, you would have a bearish, outlook on this until it started to recover. Yeah, I mean, out of your trade, a little short straddle here. Yeah, I mean, this is a do-nothing kind of moment, but you still might see a run up to this this area. This being the point of control. All right. Let's see what's on some of our other ones. Let's check out maybe some of our four-way lists. We've been building quite a few of those. They're very useful. All right, our YouTube example daily list. AMC, what's this? Mankind Corporation. All right, NTLA, RSLS, which is Reshape Life Sciences. All right, on the 15-minute chart, they have had a movement. Let's check our 5-minute chart here today. I see. Yeah, so even just from, I guess, closing of, Friday, this started to move. So we'll have to go back and type this into our email and watch lists and see what data we can pull up, information, and find out. Looks like it is getting the pump and the dump every now and then. All right, so it does happen. Looks like it's memeing again because they've lost control. Point of control is here, so that means it's just way overextended in price. And we want typically the opposite. Okay, we don't want overextended with loss of control. See, we've got cyber cycles trying to push the price down, looking overall bearish. Point of control down here at the 360 level. I'm not digging it, okay? It's always, even though the run is up here, see, remember I tell you about chasing that line, wait for the dip, which it will happen. It'll push back before we get that pop above zero, so fear not. All right, SPCE. I mean, we know what SPCE is. I mean, you guys already know. So, I mean, now that it's hit its high, I mean, wait for it to start to Heikinashi some red candles. It's already starting to, get rejected. All right, let's bring that out to the 4-hour chart. And here we are hitting our peak. Yeah, we got a VWAP to go short on that way back here. And, I mean, bears just hold strong. You'd be all right. Although we do find every now and then one of these is a false signal. Okay. This may be a tactic to try to wipe out all of these bears who have been building up in here because of this VWAP signal. All right. Once they wipe them all out, they'll take the price back down. The company needs some money, or somebody does. Okay. And we really got a buy signal to jump in on SPCE here on 517 with many, many other stocks as it dojied out. What was that price here? The price was $18.68. It fired that buy signal. Then we got a crossover also on the cyber cycles around the same time, and then price broke above the TEMA. All right. And if you wanted to be very, very conservative, you could have waited until 531 when Kapok finally broke at $30.81. And then, rode this trend up, okay? Now, many of these, let's see, where's money flowing into on the day? Voyager Galactic. Take me to space. I mean, if the space is affordable, yes, I will go to space. Alright, market forecast. Let's check out bearish this time. And we did a market forecast video, but it could be better. Well, it could always be better, but it could always be worse too. Let's try not to forget that. And I gotta say thank you to my patrons who have stuck with me. And for the ones who haven't, you know, I wish you well. I hope you found what you've, been looking for. Most of them just want the good fancy codes and be on their way, so I just leave them on GitHub for free. You know, the people who really want to be my patron will stick around and do so, and the ones who just want the algorithms and codes will get them and go. And I mean, that's perfectly fine with me too. You know, be gone with you fake ass. There we go. Bunch of tell me to buy into the high hype. Abbas, Arbutus Biopharma, EXPR, SENS, and SPCE. Okay, I really don't like the way SENS looks, but I mean, it's kind of heading the right direction. The indecisionist doji is bothering me, though, given the fact that it looks like it's about to kind of, you know, these lines are level with each other, and that's right when they start to get level is when they start to toin. So I think that mayonnaise is almost bad. But for the four-way STC, yeah, we need to pay more attention to this list. We have just created it, and we need to give it some time to build up data so we can cross-reference with the other lists and find out which ones catch it quicker and on what scale. And I don't have all of my lists active to my email. It's not possible for me to manage all of these watch lists to my email. Although I could. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Okay. Not just use the bot, and then the bot could also scan for the most used tickers abroad and then tell me which lists. Interesting. I wish I was a more logical thinker. Understand it, I mean, kind of, but alright. What is Sky W? Sky West Incorporated. Okay. Look at all these buy signals. For some reason, this thing is just giving out. I mean, the goodness. And it looks like it might have even at one time paid a dividend. So really, I mean, back here from the April, you've just been trending up. I mean, let's just hope this is another little pullback down to this area. We'll find a support, and it'll be on its way. Let's check out this. Orla Mining, I've seen this one before, and it looks like it's going down in value. The price is going down. Of course, had we been able to ride it, let's see, 302 to, I mean, what kind of highs did it have? 450? I mean, that's not great. Yeah, I mean, that's not great. Those aren't very good returns. I'm sure the next wave will be bigger, but I'm not very impressed. I'm sure the people who shorted it made way more money. Well, now these are the Arun buy signals. So we'll be looking for these. Looks like Camp is showing up on the list here. Alright. Even though it's about to fire off a short signal. Or this could be a hammer. That's very, very possible. So it could just be touching this gap and then be a gap and go. Yes, I know. NTLA. What, is it really moving today or something? Let's go check that one out. I've already looked at it. SPCE is on the Vortex 4-way. Vortex Daily, Vortex 4-way. SPCE is the only one on the Vortex 4-way. Okay. Let's go up here to the Vortex. Let's go for the 150 monthly cross and see what is on the monthly crossing over into bullish territory on the 150 period Vortex. Once again, looking at the bigger picture. Not the today price, but what will it be doing overall, you know. Alright, and let's see if there's a reversal list here today. SPCE was added to the RSI Ligare. Excellent. Now, if we want to go by gamma, we can go a bus, ABUS, it's a bus, sends and SPCE. Okay, those are the rockers. Okay, they are rockin', don't come a knockin'. And with those three, I will bid you adieu. Have a great day. Get out there and make some money. I will catch you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and come on over to Patreon to